Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode here on Gladiator Disc Golf. Today, we're talking about the differences between base plastics and premium plastics. Alright, if you're brand new to my channel, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for coming and stopping by. Please make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Alright you guys, so let's talk about the pros and cons of base plastics and premium plastics. Alright, first things first, when it comes to base plastics, we're talking about a plastic that is base. It's on the bottom of the spectrum, and that tends to make it cheaper. So one of the first pros to a base plastic is that it is a cheaper, more affordable plastic. Also, especially in hot weather, especially here in Texas, I've started throwing a lot more base plastics because they feel great in the hand in the hot weather. They don't get nearly as gummy as Star Plastics, and sort of they have a chalky residue on them, which is great in the heat. Also, if you're like me and you like to limit just how many molds are in your bag, base plastics are great because you can layer your molds to different stabilities super quickly. If you just go out and play with the base plastic discs for just even a few weeks, you'll start to notice the differences in stabilities. However, on the flip side, the cons to base plastic are that they get beat up pretty good, and I don't mean just like they become more overstable, but they get nicks really badly because the plastic is not nearly as durable. So base plastics, do not expect them to be in your bag for a long time unless you just want something that's gonna be almost uselessly flippy. As great as they are in the hot weather, base plastics are pretty atrocious in cold weather because they just get really slick. And at least for myself, I don't feel like I can grip a base plastic really well in the cold weather because my fingers just feel like they're sliding off. Now, one of the pros that I said was that the base plastics, you can layer them, but that also ends up being one of the cons because you have to cycle through base plastics pretty regularly if that's kind of the route you're going for, and not necessarily every month. I mean, unless you're playing every single day with the same discs, but you know, every couple months you might see that you need to get a new base plastic mold so that it can be your new overstable one as everything starts to cycle down a little bit. And so that's one of the cons to it, is that you have to replace them a lot more often. Alrighty, so let's talk now about the premium plastics. Now, this is not one of the pros really because it doesn't do anything other than just look nice, but one of the pros to premium plastic discs is that they always have some really nice stamps. The first pro that I want to talk about with the Champion, not with Champion, but with premium plastics in general, is that they are way more durable than their base plastic counterparts. Not only are they going to last way longer in the bag, and we're talking for years, but they're also not going to nick up nearly as easily. And so just that higher premium plastic, it really pays off in the end because the disc is going to last so much longer. Another thing to keep in mind, at least from my personal experience, is that I find that the premium plastics, especially here in the Texas weather, are great in the cooler weather because I can feel like I can get a little bit more grip on them because they have a natural tackiness to them. The other thing about premium plastics is that they will hold their flight pattern longer and more consistently. Whereas with a base plastic, you're going to see it change and fluctuate a whole lot as you throw it more. The premium plastics are going to take longer to beat in. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because when you finally get it to how you like it to fly, it's going to stay like that for a lot longer before it really becomes uselessly understable. However, there are a couple cons to the premium plastics. The one that I think of right off the bat from my personal experience playing in tournaments in the summer is that they get so gummy and sticky in the hot weather to the point where I almost stop throwing them because I just don't trust the disc, even if it's a mold that I trust. And that's part of the reason why I started putting base plastics back in the bag. I just love it for that hot weather. Also, they're going to be way more expensive, not only for signature discs, but just general stock premium discs are going to just be more expensive. There's more time and effort and quality put into the disc, so you're going to pay for that. The final con to premium plastics is that they take a while to beat in. And I know you're like, oh wait, but you said that was a pro for the discs. Yes, it is a positive thing when it holds the flight longer, but some of these plastics just take so long to really beat in. And if you're someone that's looking for something to fly like you need it to a lot sooner, premium plastic is not the way to go. You will definitely want to try a more base plastic, even if you don't go to the very bottom like a DX, something like a Pro or a G-Star, obviously in the Innova world here, would be great for you. Well, that's basically it, guys. We talked about 3 pros and 3 cons to the base plastics and 3 pros and 3 cons to the premium plastics. I hope you found this video super helpful. As you realize, there are good things about all of them, and it's just based on what you need in the moment, what you need in the season, and that's basically it. Go on your preference. You know, we all have opinions on the internet and on YouTube, but you really need to experience for yourself and figure out what you like. So because you and what you like to throw it's going to be different than what I like to throw and what I like, what kind of feel I like in my hand. Alrighty guys, well that's all I have for today. I hope you found this video super helpful. Until next time, have a great round.